Good morning, lovely people. Hope you're all well on this Monday morning. Just like to come to you with a quick video. Never quick. With 6 pretend I've got my thumb up. With 6 things you need to do with a creaking bike before you take it to the LBS for the bottom bracket. Let's get into this. Welcome to James Social Cycling. This is something that's been asked on my channel, sometimes in the comments. So I thought I'd just do a video and reference it. So I'd say there's 6 things. Now there might be more, so you can tell me in the comments below. But 6 things you need to do with a creaking bike before you take it to the LBS. We all know what it's like to have a creaking sound that happens when you're in the saddle, out the saddle, pushing down, pushing back, climbing, descending. It's an absolute nightmare. It can drive not just you, but your cycling partners mad with rage. So, and when you're in a group, you've always got to be conscious about not driving your groupies mentally insane. Roads are quite quiet this morning, which is nice. He says as the car come past. Tractor's just been past. So, looking at number 1 and 2, I'm going to do 1 and 2, 3 and 4 together, right? Because they're quite an obvious one. But first, you'll need to check 1 and 2. 1 being the handlebars, and 2 being the forks. All right. So the handlebars. So when you take the handlebars off, I would take the handlebars apart here, and I would apply. Even if you've got alley, I would apply some carbon lube, and then obviously 9 times out of 10 you're going to have a carbon fork anyway, so then you're going to lube carbon here as well. But then also what you're going to have to do before you put all that back together, I want you to double check the bearings. So you have a set of bearings up here and a set of bearings under here. Now you're going to have to take them apart and do a service. I've done a video, there's a link in the description below, on a video of a headset service and a headset service, headset change basically. So you'll need to check those, you need to lube, make sure they're not grinding, and then put it all back together. And there, people, is 1 and 2. Then you'll need to go out for a cycle ride, because you're going to have to, it's a process of elimination. Hopefully you'll go out and there's no more squeaking, but if there is, I'm afraid you're going to have to move on to 3 and 4. Now 3 and 4 is the saddle and the seat post. So I've got a carbon seat post and the saddle isn't. So, but what you've got is you've got lots of little intricate pieces in the saddle. Have a look. I would want you to put some grease on the bolts, maybe. I would put some grease in here. I'd put some grease on the bolts. I would also wrestle with the saddle. And why would you wrestle with the saddle? Because you've got, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you've got your rails going into the saddle here and at the back. Now, before I have had a squeak, and it was actually the saddle literally moving here. So with tiny movement, I ended up putting I stuck some WD-40 in here which stopped the squeak, but the saddle become too loose, so I had to get rid of this, so I had to buy a new one. And so when you've done that, I want you also to put some carbon lube in here. So take this out, clean it out, clean the inside of that out, maybe put some grease on this bolt. Make sure you do it up to the proper Newton meter to your saddle. This is carbon. I've got a squeak myself at the moment, and I think it's coming from that area. So give that all a bit of a grease up, bit of a lube, a bit of grease on the bolts. Wrestle with the saddle to see if there's any squeaking or any movement in here, and if not, go out, have another go. Another process of elimination. So at the moment, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, lovely lot. That, people, is the end of part 1. Was going to do a full video, but I'm had to break it up. The reason for GoPro issues. All right, so GoPro didn't record the rest of the ride, so I was a little bit anyway. So yes, so apologies. So this is the end of part 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, creaky problems. All right, 5 and 6, and a couple of bonus ones will be in the next video. All right, so lots of love. Any questions, please, down below. Don't forget to give us a like, and if you're not subscribed, then do so. Really appreciate it. Lots of love, people. I'll see you on the road very soon.